Good morning, team. There is an old story that you may have heard about a newlywed couple, and one of the first meals the new bride cooks for her husband is a pot roast. And he observes that his new bride cuts off both ends of the pot roast before putting it into the oven. And so out of curiosity, he asks, "Hey, honey, why are you cutting off both ends of the pot roast?" And she says, "I don't know, that's what my mom always did, and that's how I learned how to cook pot roast." So she calls her mom the next day and is like, "Hey, by the way, why do we do that to the pot roast? Does it help make it, more tender, or is it something about the end cuts?" And the mom says, "You know what, honey, honestly, I don't really know. That's the way Nana always used to do it, and that's how I learned how to make pot roast." So the next holiday, she's talking to her Nana and says, "Hey, Grandma, how come we always cut off both ends of the pot roast in our family before we cook it? Is that some kind of special family recipe or trick or something?" And the grandma kind of leans in and adjusts her glasses and says, "I don't know why you two fools are doing it. I just never had a pan that was long enough." And it's a funny illustration, but think about how often we do things just because it's the way it's always been done. Think about how many times in our own environment you hear people say things like, "Well, that's just the way we do it," or "Well, that's our culture," or "Well, that's the policy," or "Well, it's state law, so it's just the way we got to do it," or "Well, that doesn't make any sense, but it's the way things are done." What I've been just intrigued by is in the last few weeks, how our state chancellor's office has suspended laws and policies and guidelines, created more flexibility, empowered colleges to be able to do things that in a normal environment would be unheard of. And I think in many ways, we suddenly find ourselves with a longer pan, and we're able to question, why do we do things this way? And with reverence and with respect, to ask, why do we do this? And is this what's best for students? And is this what's best for our community? And is there another way to do things? Even this morning, I was on a phone call with our friends in student services, and we were doing a demo and evaluating a new platform called CCC My Path, which helps to bridge the gap for students at the moment they apply in CCC Apply, literally the moment they apply. It puts them into this temporary matriculation student portal that helps them with the onboarding into Norco College, and it helps bridge the gap between application and enrollment. We've never looked at that before. We've never thought we needed to or wanted to or didn't know if it would be worth it. And now because of the environment, we're realizing, we can't keep cutting off both ends of the pot roast. We have a larger pan, and we need to do things a little bit differently. And it's scary and it's awesome at the same time. And so I just wanted to share that story with you and remind you, we have a larger pan.